Welcome to the Bright Commerce Podcast.
Episode 13. How are you
Woo!
today, Judd?
I'm good. How you doing today, Carlos?
I'm doing well. Back from vacation, which is good and bad. It's always a kick in the gut when you come back from a long vacation.
That's why I work a little bit while I'm on vacation, so it's not as bad as a
I
kick
was
in the.
just about to follow up with that. Yes, I like to stay in touch with things, just to make sure that you don't walk into a burning building when you come back, kind of thing. All
Like a
right.
hot potato bomb.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Hot potato or a time bomb just gets thrown in your
Yes,
lap.
yeah, that's how technology is, man. It can all like collapse overnight.
Yeah,
All right, so today we are talking about repeat buyers, customer loyalty on your website, essentially, right? And this is a big misconception out there for website owners, I guess really business owners in general, and that is that you don't have to go out and get new customers. It's actually more expensive. It's about 5 to 7 more times to acquire a new customer than it is to sell to an existing one. And that's sort of what we're discussing today. Today, we're going to talk about different ways that you can sell more to your existing customers, right? Um, so let's just start by saying that your website uh, is essentially a relationship hub, right?
absolutely.
And it needs to be personalized, right? When a customer comes back to your site, hey Judd, how you doing? Hey Judd, welcome back. Always a nice personalized message.
Is I think huge in a lot of ways. It's actually I think a lot of people when they see that personalization, they're like, oh, they actually took some time to
Right.
to say to speak to me,
Yeah.
right?
Uh,
Just standard script stuff. So nothing worse than a support that uses script or a sales team that just uses a script because you're like, this guy is. It's almost better to have AI talking to you because you know at least it's AI versus a real
very,
person
yeah.
copying
The AI doesn't
script.
give you canned responses. It gives you personalized responses.
Yeah, like that, which actually that's probably going to weigh into some of the tools that we'll talk about is
Yeah.
AI is actually kind of good for some of this stuff.
I'm going to give you a prime example of who is the king of making users feel like they're at home when they visit the website. It's Amazon. Uh, Amazon
Yeah,
has you stay logged in, right? It knows who you are when you visit the website. It knows what you've been looking at, so it'll tell you like, hey, pick up where you left off, or hey, here are some things that you may like from where you've been browsing based on your history. Um,
and they spent billions before 2012 on that user experience. Billions. I mean, they literally, when it came to the development of that website, that was the go-to where everyone's like, do it like Amazon. Like, a lot of things were learned from how Amazon did it
yeah, no
as far
doubt,
as
no
data
doubt.
versions is concerned.
Buy it again, specific products that you're gonna buy again, consumables.
Upsells, relatable products. I mean, so, when I think a lot of times, well, you have two things. You have customer loyalty where you want to have that customer come back and purchase again, right? Because what happens is acquiring a new customer, if you're selling a product and hopefully it's not a one-time product because those are really hard because it's hard to even market with something you sell just once, right? So e-commerce sites have a lot of problem with just
That's
one-time
a good point.
products.
So yeah, this is more based on websites that have more than one product, right? There are a few out there
Yeah,
that have one
where
product.
someone would come back and buy it. It could be one product, but it could be a product like a hair club for, men or what, like something or Keeps or one of those where it's like we want that customer to come back, right? So that's why subscriptions I think became really popular, like any type of subscriptions and or offering deals on yearly subscriptions. So if you're selling a monthly subscription, offering a deal on a yearly subscription you're probably at the end going to have a better lifetime value for each customer than you would just offering monthly, right? Because even though they got a discount, you know that they're there for 12 months.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but yeah, so going back to, I think the personalization of a website and ensuring that you have customers repeat customers. I think one of the main reasons is that is a way more valuable customer is your current customer.
No
The
doubt.
ones the ones that are new are going to cost you money. It's going to cost you money to acquire them. And in some cases, people think, oh, if I turn on Google Ads, I'm going to make money right out of the gate. Like I'm gonna like 25% of my marketing is gonna give me I'm gonna make a profit on, right? So like they say I'm gonna spend 25% of my marketing budget and I expect to still get a profit. More cases, you're actually just acquiring a customer
Correct, correct.
and you hope that they
Customer,
buy four
right,
times a
right,
year.
right, yeah. Customer lifetime value is what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times when I talk to people, they think just by turning it on, they're gonna start making money, and it's like
I agree. No, there's a whole chain of
very
events that
rare.
have to happen after that.
Well, especially if the product hasn't penetrated the market or no one even knows about the product, like products that penetrated the market, that's going to say, "Hey, I'm going to start this new channel. Hey, TikTok's a new social channel. I'm going to try that out." Yeah, they'll probably have a good return because they're already known. But if you're not known, you're going to be spending money to acquire a customer, and whatever that costs, it may take four times of them buying from you for you to start seeing a profit. However, that's the part of, that's doing business. You got to ensure that you put a budget aside for that because when they come back that fourth time, you start to be profitable, and that's how you grow the business. Year five, you're probably going to do much better, right? But a lot of people don't realize that startup cost and that marketing budget needs to be for penetration to, and ensuring that you're gaining more customers, not that you're making a profit. But I would say let's go through. I think you have some stats that we can go through on some of those um, as far as like what is the stat for a current customer versus a new customer? Like what I think we have some stats on that, don't we?
That I don't know. That's a tough one, John, because I would think that really varies based on industry. You
Well,
know,
yeah, different
based
verticals.
on vertical. It's almost like conversion rates. There isn't like a set conversion rate, right? It always, obviously luxury converts at very little, whereas commodity products convert way, way higher, right?
Yeah. I think the difference is, when you have a new customer, your AOV, let's just say an example, your AOV is $75. Your acquisition cost ad promos is 25. Your profit after, cost of goods is 20. So the net profit on the first purchase often is near zero or even negative. So that's kind of like what we're talking about. We're a repeat customer. The person that just comes back, AOV for repeat equals 90. They know your brand, they trust you, they buy more. There is no acquisition cost, direct profit of cost of goods. Net profit is much higher, could be 3 to 5 times the first purchase's profit. So I think that's where people need to get to is first acquiring the customer base. And then once they acquire it, then that's when they start to really make money. So you have to build your customers first, and that's the cost of doing business. And I think that's where a lot of people that do startups don't realize that's a bit of a mountain to climb, particularly in marketing. Like how many times did you have someone that wanted to do marketing with you, and the budget wasn't even enough to pay you to do the marketing?
Or the
They
or the other way around, where they don't want to spend a lot of money on a website, and then you bring up the marketing question, and then they don't have money for that. Like,
yeah.
you might as
So
well
they're
not
not
build,
ready.
might as well not build it. Building it is the cheap part. Marketing
Well,
is actually the expensive part.
so I think that's where AI is going to help so many. Like they say, with AI is going to produce 20 times more millionaires than the dot-com industry.
Wow.
Like so and that I think that's one of the reasons because no one really does a business plan. Now you could say, hey, I want to open up I actually did this myself, a shaved ice company, right? It gave me everything down to the logo, like the whole business plan. It gave me the actual everything I had to buy, like everything. So I mean, people have tools at their disposal to start building business that they never had before. But the crazy part is a lot of people still don't use them. Like they don't realize that they'll still call you up. Like in I would say 9 out of 10 don't have a business plan, right? Small business startups. And
Yeah, I agree. It's always a throw it at the wall and see what sticks kind of thing, right?
Yeah, well, and that's
Usually
where
a lot of
I don't
time.
know about you, but I put a couple docs together, like just intro docs, questionnaires, things like that, right? Hey, you don't have you don't have you don't know what a request for proposal is, like an RFP, right? Most small businesses or startups
Don't do
don't
it.
know what.
They don't know that, no.
So you give them a template, like here's a template. Like this is what you need to figure out. And I've had a few people 3 months later come back, hey, I finally figured it out. We're ready to go with the website. Here's my budget. Da da da. I prefer to start a project that way, right? Where someone versus just be like, yeah, I'll do your website and then start it and then halfway it's a mess, right? You want to make sure that client is they got the tools they need to understand, like, hey, I'm going to start this journey and it's not going to start bad because what happens is halfway through, they're like, oh, I need to change everything. I'll give you an example. Like, I have a quote that I'm giving right now, and I feel like they're pushing it too fast. They want it up by October, right? They want this special feed to feed in prices for things and everything, right? And they're asking for all these things, but it's like that discovery thing we talked about. Always make sure you get a paid discovery. I feel like I'm at that point. It's like we have to get engaged because I'm pretty much going to tell you how to start your business, but I need to be engaged before I do that. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, going back to, I think the part about acquiring a customer, I think that is a critical point in a marketing plan that you really have to establish. And I think the customer loyalty part is all the benefits that come from that later, right? Like, once you get that customer in, you want to keep that customer, you want to have that customer come back. So what does that customer journey look like? You know, how, if you, and a lot of people, what happens too, when they build a customer journey, they don't even know what the buying persona is. Who is their customer? How should I speak to that customer? So a lot of that stuff comes up. So there's tools you can use. I think that can help,
Yeah.
but
You're,
it's very
you're kind
important.
of you're tapping into our second point of the podcast, which is to create loyalty, you need trust. And to make trust on the web or to build trust on the web, you gotta have a good design. You gotta have a professional design website that looks good, doesn't look sketchy. A good looking logo, consistent brand colors, primary call to actions, secondary call to actions. It's got to load fast.
You have
It's
to have brand guidelines.
it's brand guidelines are big, yes. You got to have security, right? The trust badges like HTTPS, secure checkout.
Yeah.
Those are things that people look for, right? Nobody's going to check out on your website. It's funny, we have a customer right now who built his own site about 10 years ago. He sells, he's got his own barber brand, right? And we've been kind of doing work for him here. Like we've been helping him out with small glitches, like, hey, help me configure shipping, help me configure taxes, things like that. But he finally came to us and said, hey, I think I'm in desperate need of a redesign because a lot of customers want to buy my stuff and they end up calling me because they're afraid to put their credit card info in the website. And why is that? Because the website, I was trying to explain this to them the other day. I'm like, look, your website is it's outdated. And I'm like, don't take this the wrong way. You did a great job building it, but it just looks like it wasn't professionally built. Um, there's
Yeah.
there's no Apple Pay or Google Pay on checkout, which is also a big trust signal in my opinion, right? Because you're using these methods of payment that are trustworthy, right? Um,
You know what, in case like that too, so you don't like make them angry or make them feel bad about their own stuff. It's sometimes a touchy situation, particularly if the store owner did it.
yeah,
If you just like I sent industries, standard kind of stuff that's out there about like what a new design it did for this particular customer over this one, and so they see like this is an investment that's going to pay off at the end.
yes,
It's
yeah,
not you're not designing this to just make it look prettier. You're designing it to increase your conversion rate, increase your sales.
yeah.
Here's
You
some
know, it's like
benchmarks about, real big brands that when they change their website, how much more it performed, how much better it performed by, as we said, we're talking about doing customer loyalty stuff, doing cart abandonment stuff. Like there's probably a million things I would say customers or store owners don't do
Yeah.
just better standard.
Yeah, one of us that's point three is loyalty programs. Um that's important to have on a website, right? And I mean many businesses have that practice today. Uh Pet stores are the king of that. Uh Dick's Sporting Goods is the king of that too. They want to get you engaged on a loyalty program because you're now invested with their brand. So the more you spend, the more they're going to give you back, quote unquote. So
Or ju-
that's
and just being a subscriber, like tell them like we'll give you 25% off or 15% off being a subscriber to our email list.
perfect
That's part
incentive.
of being
Yeah,
a loyalty program.
yeah,
It's not a
yeah.
it's not like software, just software. It's literally, things that you do from a tactic perspective as well to get people, happy to come back. Like the goal is repeat customer, you know call it
Correct,
whatever you want. You want
correct.
them to come back and purchase. So if you entice them with a tool that makes it easy, chat, there's millions of things that can be done, but that's the key thing is we want that one customer it took us a while to get to come back and spend because that's just the marketing's gone after that. Like there is no budget that goes to those customers. The
Right,
marketing
right,
budget should go to the new customers.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the post-purchase journey. So you get a customer, they come in, they buy something, what happens after that? How do you touch that customer again? How do you reach out to them? Right? Um,
First, I mean, before you even the one main thing is utilize your thank you page. Thank you page you could do a lot on, right? Because that's the one thing they
right.
see that they,
Yeah,
they they're gonna like always want to see that thank you page, know that their processing went through, see their order. They might even screenshot, save it. But that is an opportunity to add personalization, like you said, add stuff like, hey, on your next purchase, get 20% off.
correct.
Like it's just there's a lot to that just single page that you can do to make things better.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then a follow they're using review tools, they help in all sorts of ways. Making sure that you get the reviews that are posted to, let's say,
Or,
Trustpilot or whatever.
yeah,
That's another.
or just feedback from the customer journey. And we're not like I don't want our audience to get the wrong impression here. It's not like this one particular tool is going to get you customers. It's a combination of things.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
gonna, keep things moving forward. Like I hardly ever give feedback, unless I'm really, really engaged with a company or heavily invested in a company, I'll give feedback. But other than that, I usually don't. But sometimes I do, just because I like the brand and I want to see them succeed. It's no different here, like hey, I wish that your site was a little faster, or I wish I had more options for this product. It doesn't have enough colors or doesn't have enough flavors, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you too. Shipment tracking. That is a
Huge.
huge one. I'll tell you who does an amazing job at that. Uh,
ShipStation.
Shopify.
Oh, I was gonna say ShipStation.
Shopify, especially if you have the Shop app. I'll give
So
you.
this Sorry, question for you.
Yeah.
Does Shopify have like a built-in ShipStation? You know ShipStation, right? Or Ship Easy, or like those tools that integrate with WooCommerce. Does
Of course,
Shopify?
yeah. Shippo, ShipStation, Stamps.com. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They
does
do.
Shopify
It's
basically have it integrated?
You can
Like
go
their
both ways. You can go both ways. You can use theirs or you can use third party.
how
Uh,
would you rate their internal tool over ShipStation?
Gosh, because we don't really do order processing, I couldn't really tell you. And I don't tend to hear, I'll tell you what I tend to hear complaint wise is, whenever you're using a third party, shipping app like Shippo or ShipStation, a lot of times the rates don't match because
Oh,
the rates that are
and
being,
Shopify
just
does.
in general, and WooCommerce and Shop and any e-com, right? Because
Okay.
what the website's pulling might not be accurate with what they're pulling, even though it's from the same source. So that's the
I think, yeah, I would say if you have a high volume of orders, that's where people want to squeeze that lemon. They probably are like, wait a
yeah,
minute. The
yeah.
problem's
And that's
more
why
when it's always
and that
not enough.
and that's why WooCommerce, all the WooCommerce plugins like the UPS, the FedEx, USPS, as well as Shopify configurator for shipping, they all have offsets. So you can increase your rates by
Yeah.
10% or 20% or a dollar amount, right? Just so you know you have that covered.
But some people don't even realize, I don't think. I mean, so I think some people that sign up for a WooCommerce site and don't use, let's say, an agency or a developer that knows
Right.
WooCommerce,
Doesn't know it's there. Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
leaving money on the
Yeah,
table.
no, no. Shipping is a whole vertical on its own, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, but going back to the whole shipping thing, I don't I don't know if one's necessarily better than the other. Obviously, the one for Shopify is an enterprise. Shippo or ShipStation are not
Oh wait,
enterprise.
so
They're not
Shopify
enterprise
Plus
either.
is the only one that has the shipping stuff.
Maybe the
So
Shopify Plus plan, not
that's what I was wondering on the standard Shopify plan. Does it offer a shipping tracking tool?
it. It does not, but you can get an app for it.
So you can pay for ShipStation versus paying $2,700 for
Okay, no,
Shopify.
no, hold on. Let's break it down. I think we might be talking about the different things. So let's touch on the point that a great way to bring a customer back to your website is for them to have the ability to track their order and see where it's at. You know,
Yeah,
has it been fulfilled? Has it been shipped? If it's been shipped, where is it at? Which carrier was used? So number one is you need to get a notification out to your customer. And then it's also nice to have a portal where they can actually check in and see where the
yeah,
order is at, right? Because they can see that in real time. Um,
yes,
right there is a great place for them to get in touch with you if there's an issue.
yeah,
And also a great place to, hey, sell them other things. Like, hey, we're running a sale right now on XYZ.
yeah. So my account, the my account section, default wise, and you're familiar with both more than I am with Shopify, but WooCommerce, I think out of the box definitely could use some help. Like you can make my account much better, customizing
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
So I would say like a couple of tools that I've used in the past, like we have
And by
wholesale.
the way, John, I'll say this too. My account on their Shopify isn't all that better than Woo. I mean, the reality is
Yeah,
there's not that much in there to show, is the reality, right? We're not,
yeah.
it's not like Amazon. You can get lost in there.
Well, yeah, and so I think like some people, and the reason I brought that up is because you can customize it relatively easy. It's just, out of the box, they give you kind of just the standard, this is what you need, but there's more I think you definitely want to do in that. And, I'll give you an example like wholesale customers. We have a tool where they have a way to it's not really a support ticket system within my account, but it's more a place where they can a chat thread. So if the customer wants to reach out to the store owner of the WooCommerce store, they can start a chat with them, and that store owner will get a notification by email, can reply to it. It then goes right back to my account. So when that person comes to the account, they're able to speak to instead of having a ticket system like Freshdesk, right? So a lot of times, I think it's an opportunity where if you keep the person within your site, within my account, within the ability to continue to buy, you could send them a link saying, "Oh, this is what you're looking for. Click on that. Here's also a 20% discount code for you." Like an easy way to get a sale, right? So there's like tools like that I think in my account that are not thought of, that can be used. Also, just being able to, from the notification standpoint that you mentioned. That's huge because that's all a part of the customer journey and talking to them
Yeah.
like
The
2 weeks later, how
customers
how was
love,
your purchase?
well, not only that, they love to hear when your order was actually dropped off at your
Oh yeah.
doorstep mailbox. That's a big one too.
Now, question there, which tool does that for either WooCommerce or Shopify?
So there's a few plugins that do it out for Shopify. I haven't really done any of that on WooCommerce. That was
ShipStation. I'm kind of
the ship
thinking that's
ShipStation
really an
doesn't.
yeah. Well, I think, I mean, that's what I usually, my go-to is just telling everybody to get the third-party app. It's kind of like an email marketing app versus using a plugin, right? I would never, like, I have people that would blast their customers from their website. I'm like, don't ever do that. Like, that could actually ban or not ban it, but, get your spam rating go up
Wait,
on
what
your
is it?
URL.
How does this work now? I'm kind of missing on the point. What is it?
So like if you have you want to send an email out to all your customers, there is like tools that you can do that, like plugins that can do that.
Oh, I see. Like a newsletter is what you're saying through the
Yeah,
website. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
never. Like, do not
Yeah,
use.
that's a no-no, yeah.
That's a way no. Like, that's just a good way to
Always,
just.
always go third party with that. Or integrate a third party SMTP service.
You can, but I mean, at that point, just use Mailchimp or
I agree.
Klaviyo.
I agree. Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
has everything you need.
I 100%. Yeah, I agree. And it's like you're putting less stress on your website too, right? You're not
Yeah,
you're not mounting all these layers of functions into your website, right?
yeah.
Let it sell, which is what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, and I've used Klaviyo a bit. I have customers I refer that to. I think I use that in Metoric for WooCommerce, which also is available for Shopify. Metoric is. Metoric is great for if you already have a customer to engage them. So you can do all your engaging emails. They have tons of different ones. So I like it like that. I
Yeah,
think
same with Klaviyo. Klaviyo, you can set up some extensive flows, man.
yeah,
So
it's more advanced
yeah, if
for
you
notification and email marketing.
same
Absolutely.
same with Mailchimp. You can set up actions like somebody adds something to the cart and they don't check out. You can follow up with them.
Another old one I use is called Matrello, but I felt like they kind of didn't get as popular as Metoric or let's say Klaviyo.
Yeah,
Klaviyo
I would
came
say
out of
Klaviyo
nowhere.
just dominates the market.
It came out of nowhere though too. I mean,
They
whoever
really
put that
did.
great business
And it's funny, before Klaviyo, Mailchimp
was
was
the one.
was the new kind of like before that it was Constant Contact, but they had so many customers
Oh,
they
I
never revamped their platform. They got stuck behind. And then
what I got.
Mailchimp just came in and cleaned house, man, with customers. And now it's Klaviyo, hands down.
Yeah, so before Constant Contact, it was eye contact.
I remember
Before
Contact, yeah.
that, Bronto. Remember the Brontosaurus logo? It was
I don't
Bronto.
remember now, but I remember eye contact,
Bronto.
vertical response, Aweber. Aweber was big with affiliate marketing.
Yeah, so it's crazy how a lot of that's changed, but yeah, nowadays, I mean, I just feel like so
And
cold email outreach
yeah,
has become very popular again.
it has.
And
It
it's
really
like
has.
a science, man, to just, they have like 5 to 20 different domains with different emails. Like they'll change, like there'll be a drip email campaign, right? And it'll come from one email, like Go Bright Vessel. And then it'll be like my bright vessel. Like so every time they block these domains, it still gets to your inbox because they warm them up. It's like spam it's out of control.
It really
It
is.
really
I hate
is.
it. I hate it.
But you know what? If you can't beat them, you got to join them because, like, honestly, it's still one of the most cost-effective ways to get customers
Yeah,
for an
like
agency, for
every other day,
example.
I'm like hitting spam and delete and unsubscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's still to this day, I think it's more cost-effective than now trying to use Google to get leads, for example. You're just, I think that, and it's actually I had a client of mine that's trying to go after a niche market, and he asked me to help him with Google. And to set up a Google campaign or even a LinkedIn campaign. And LinkedIn, I said, would probably be better because you're actually going for that vertical. But I said you should really look at cold outreach because honestly, you know exactly who you want to talk to. You're going after that person. You're trying to touch them a minimum time, which before it used to be 5 times you have to touch somebody to get a sale. I think it's up to 15 now. It's ridiculously large. So if
Wow.
you're just doing Google ads, I tell them like you need to be doing everything, right? If you want to succeed, you have to be all over the place. It's not the same world anymore when it comes to digital marketing. But anyway, I'm going way off topic, but um yeah. Let's get back to the script. I feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
we've
No,
had a
that's.
couple pod. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What?
I was gonna say we've had a couple podcasts. I think we half the podcast wasn't even about the topic. So
I know. I know. Yeah. That's all right though. I mean, it's
yeah,
right. It's conversational. It happens.
yeah,
We got a lot to talk about. That's why, man. Um, Data. I mean, we kind of already touched on this, but on-site data personalization, right?
yeah,
This kind of like touches back on that first point. But have bringing a customer back to your website and basically having them pick up where they left off, or saying, hey, because it's you and we know you like these products, here's other stuff you like, or when they use the search feature. and they search for, I don't know, dog food. They look, here's some new dog balls, for you for your pet kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's again, that all ties around personalizing the shopping experience to the user.
Or even just doing predictive search, making it easier for that person. Like I know we talked about that tool before, just being able to type something in, having
Right.
it come up very fast. Like
Yeah.
that's not part of getting them to return, but just that
Yeah.
little feature, making that ease of use,
No
just
doubt.
to find your stuff.
No doubt. Also, trending or what's hot, that's always good too, right? I always wanted
Yeah.
to go to a brand. Hey, what are they selling that people are actually buying? I want to be part of that too. Whatever
Yeah.
it is.
If you have a lot of SKUs, let's say over 100 SKUs, even probably even 50, having a sales page, it's huge. People don't like they don't realize I don't want to put anything on sale. I'm like, well, the problem is do you sell this on Amazon? Yes. Do you sell this on Walmart? Do you sell this on eBay? Like, yeah, we have the same brand here, there. I go, are they on sale there? Yeah, I go, so you're not on sale, but it's on sale there. That's a more reputable brand with the loyalty experience that you're speaking of. Where
Yeah,
do you think they're
yeah.
going to buy from?
Or yeah. I would say that the well-established brands that are smart will usually have some incentive on their website versus buying their product on Amazon. It's funny, I just experienced it. I just bought sunglasses online and
Smart. I think you keyword there, smart, because a lot don't do it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But basically, I bought two pairs of sunglasses. They're cheap. They're like $40 each, right? Um, and I obviously looked them up on Amazon because it was going to take a week for them to get here. I'm like, a week? Oh my gosh. But they actually give me an extra uh case. Whereas
Okay.
on Amazon, I wasn't gonna get that. On Amazon, I was gonna get next day delivery, but I was like, oh my God, like I don't need them tomorrow. I can wait. So because
Yeah, or
I got the extra case, and
I mean,
they were actually cheaper too.
and that's where I think, making it cheaper, easier to get, more customer experience. If you want to get sales from your website versus sales from your Amazon feed,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
have to
Yeah,
do that.
don't get greedy basically, right? Because past the
Yeah.
customer with the discount, whatever percentage Amazon isn't gonna take away from you on the commission.
Yeah. Oh God. They when you get them to fulfill product, they will keystone it, man. You'll tell them like what your markup is and your margins, and they'll try to cut that just literally in half and say, well, you're going to give that to us to fulfill it. So they'll fulfill your product, but you really do pay out the ass. But if it's a good product and it takes off,
Then
that's the thing.
I'm sure it must work because everything.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people do it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, our next point, and this is a big one. We both love this one. Subscriptions or memberships. Subscriptions
I don't
and
know about loving it. Oh, so if I have my own, yeah, but building subscriptions, no.
built-in and troubleshooting subscriptions. It's funny, we just had a customer cancel their subscription program, and it was bringing in a nice chunk of revenue, but they had too many issues. It was for food, and they were taking so many customer service calls because people were always changing. Oh, I have too much, I have too little.
That sucks.
They just decided to go with one-time purchase. It was a hard decision, and I actually tried to talk them out of it. But the CEO was like, "No, we're so tired of changing subscriptions for customers. We just rather have them buy on a per need basis." So they're trying that out.
Since it's food, just imagine like you imagine the chef in the kitchen sitting there like, what? They changed again?
Yeah, yeah. But it's a good point, man, because I have a bunch of products on subscription on Amazon because you get that discount, which is really smart, right? Like I think Amazon gives you a 5% discount on a subscription product,
I don't think
but
we
then
have one. My
but
wife is
once
not one to do that at all. The subscription thing, the subscribe thing. I think it's more a guy thing. I don't. I would love to see the
could be,
stats of it.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, yeah, the demographics. Yeah, I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you this: like my toilet paper, my paper towels, my deodorant, my shampoo. I mean, there's so many things that I use on a recurring basis
yeah.
that I don't want to order. So I have my own subscription. But here's what it comes down to. Now, like you come to my house and it looks like a freaking supermarket where I have like You know,
because it keeps coming and you didn't use it all.
because you don't know, like think about it. How often do you change a stick of deodorant? How often, or not change,
Yeah,
how long does it take you to go through one? Do you know?
it's probably good. I don't know. It's probably good for OCD people
It's
that
just
do
not
the
something,
exact same thing every
here's the
the
bottom line.
exact amount of swipes every day.
Here's the bottom line is, yeah, right. Here's the bottom line too. It's just not something that you track. Therefore, you don't know when you're gonna need, right? Because I mean, here's the thing with Amazon too. You can't just buy one. It's not worth it. You got to buy bulk to really get the savings.
Yeah, I think well, I mean, it's good for the person though offering the feature, right? Because they just make more money, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, listen, I eat it up. I love subscriptions. A bunch of my stuff is on subscriptions, but there is that one downside to it. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I do have a funny story about Chewy and their subscriptions, and I don't know if this is true or not. I read it on some marketing forum
Yeah,
or blog or something or magazine. Uh, and again, I don't know if Chewy does this, but uh, apparently, if your dog um, passes and you have your food on subscriptions with Chewy, right?
yeah.
And let's say it renews, even though your dog has passed, you can call Chewy up and say that, hey, my dog has passed, and they will cancel and credit you back that last subscription.
How many people's dogs do you think really passed? I
I
mean, I hate to say that, but I'm sure
everybody,
there's been they
every,
gained that system.
everybody's.
No, I just meant like someone finds out about that, the normal consumer, right? And they're like, I'm gonna get this free bag of things. So they told Chewy, my dog passed when their dog's doing he's only a 2 year pup. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go to the store.
I mean, listen, I'm sure they have. Well, first, let me get through the story, and then we can
Great
talk.
customer service, by the way, on
Yeah,
their
yeah.
part.
Let me
Like
get through
that
the
that's
story.
taking a jump of faith, you know, to because God, Lord knows how many credits they probably given for that. So kudos for them.
Yeah, let me just kind of get through the whole thing, and then I'll comment on that because that's actually a really good point you brought up. Um, so Chewy will cancel or refund, cancel your subscription, refund your last purchase, right? They'll tell you to discard the food or donate it to somebody else, right? Because they can't take it back, obviously for health issues. Um, they will also send you flowers with a note saying sorry about your loss.
Wow.
What and like why do they do that? Because now most likely you're gonna get another dog, right?
Yeah.
And who are you gonna go to for food?
That's like Zappos back in the day. Remember Zappos? They
Yes.
got like on the
Yeah.
news for like somebody was mad about and they actually had the wrong number about getting a pizza. So Zappos bought them. The guy that was on like customer service went and bought him a pizza. And the guy went like viral or something like that, you
Wow.
know.
Wow.
Like so he's like, yeah, well, we're Zappos, but where do you live? And they went and ordered them a pizza, and it's shit, you know. So anyway, but yeah, like
That's
Zappos
right.
back in the day had
Yeah, same thing, same exact approach, right? But back to your point though, yeah, if you have a 2 month old puppy, the reality is this, like, companies this size track these things. These are just marketing tactics. They track it, right? So how
yeah, but it's a good marketing tactic.
no,
It's
no,
the loyalty
but
there.
that's
Like
not what I'm
you
saying though. You were saying like, what if you have a puppy that's 2 months old and you want to get free food? It's probably only going to work one time for you.
well, yeah,
It's
I don't
probably
know, man.
at some point you're going to get flagged in their system. Like you've had a lot of deaths in the last 6 months.
I would probably say yes, but I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if a lot more got through than you think. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
Like,
yeah.
because you might have 3 dogs. You know what I mean? Like they might.
John, it's like returns, right? It's like nobody as a vendor, you don't want to deal with returns. You don't want to have return stuff back to you,
They suck.
but you need it. You need it
Yeah,
in order to survive in the marketplace because it removes that question when someone's ready to purchase and what do they always say when somebody's not sure about purchasing something? Hey, I can always bring it back, right? You always
yeah.
have that reassurance that it's okay. You're not committing 100%. You can always come back and say, sorry, I didn't use this. Give me my money back, right? So you just outsell is what it comes down to.
Yeah, and this is something like a little bit off topic, but lifetime deals, if you're like a SaaS company, is like dangerous. You do not want to give out lifetime deals. I think more SaaS companies have done lifetime deals for like software, particularly
Yeah,
WooCommerce and all that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that just literally just cannibalized their brand and cause major issues because they'll have too many now customers that are just customers that you have to support and they'll never give you another dime. You know what I mean?
Right, right. But I
So
feel like companies find a way to get around that.
maybe it's a lifetime deal on one particular product, but they have,
Or one full version,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
So like, hey, here's a lifetime deal on version 2.0, but it's not going to translate over to 3.0, right?
Yeah, that typically happens all the time at AppSumo.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like, but you're right though, to your point. What was it? Uh the airline company that had a lifetime deal to fly first class for like $250,000,
Yeah,
and it became such a loss for them that they literally had to like hunt down people and get them off the program, like find ways to get these people off the program.
yeah, that'd be a great idea. I think I never talked about like American Airlines. They did
Was
like
it American Airlines that did it?
I remember I think we might have talked about that a while back, but yeah, that would be like awesome to have, right? Like I can fly whenever I want. You pay like $200,000 or something, you
Yeah.
can fly whenever you want.
Yes, yes, yes. That's right. Yeah, it was American Airline. Uh
Yeah, I think you told me about.
yeah, look what it says right here though. It expired 2024. It was discontinued in the 90s and then it expired. Uh
Wow. So someone was flying all over the world for years. There's that one guy at Sizzlers just eating the whole damn buffet.
Pretty much, pretty much. Or it was like the guy that went to the Centurion Lounge every day in New York and just ate free lunch there because he could.
That's just why
And
not?
now you enter these lounges and like you're only allowed to enter the lounge, 2 hours before your flight. You can't enter before 2 hours.
So, and
And,
that's where airlines suck. They just got so bad at being such stingy, greedy bastards. Sorry, I'm just gonna throw it out
no,
there.
I'm not talking about an airline. I'm talking about American Express lounges. The
In,
Centurion.
in the airport,
Yeah, I mean, dude,
same thing. The
but
same thing.
yeah, but I mean, John, like, look, think about how many people go through there.
Oh, I get it.
That's
I
what they have to do, Judd. It's not,
well, then
it's
you
not a big
charge more and you make it more exclusive for VIP customers, but you don't like turn it into that's what the airlines happen before you dude go watch Black Rain with Michael Douglas. To give you a perfect example because I just watched that great movie, watched it showed him on the airlines in regular, what do you call it, coach, two seats,
yeah, economy now they call it. It's not
smoking a cigarette, drinking a drink, two seat, leg space, everything same now, 30 years forward. It's like three seats. You can't, like, you're like this. You get no drinks. Everything costs money. The I don't want to go there, but they were the air attendants were they're much. I don't want to go there. But anyway, the whole experience was better.
I have
You know what
I
I
have a
mean?
solution. I have a solution for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Private jets.
yeah, start flying private.
Dude, you know how much that shit costs?
Exactly. That's my point.
Like
That is
20 to 30,000.
the world's getting more populated. These things are now easier to obtain. Travel is now easier than ever. So
I
that's what you're gonna run into, dude.
I've
That's
been
it.
saying it so often. I miss the 80s and 90s for so
Oh,
many
here we
reasons.
go.
I
Here
miss
we
Blockbuster.
go.
I miss. I mean, even though there's so many great shows and stuff, I'm still like, this kind of sucks. When if I were to watch that same show like 20 years ago, I'd be like, this show's awesome. Because we didn't have much. We had all the same actors too, remember? Like now, it's like, I don't even know who these people are. They're like, and I'm watching a movie, I'm like, who are these people? They're not like, you just don't even realize anymore who they are. They're like, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I'm going way off topic again.
You're gonna tell us about your Flash era again?
Oh, Flash, yeah, I used to love making Flash websites. But yeah.
All right. So this let's go into our next point, right? So we're talking about all these wonderful things that companies do for customers and that you should do too. And this is a great opportunity to turn your customers into your advocates for you, right? Um, so always facilitate ways for them to share the story on social media or share your product, share their product that they bought from you on
Yeah.
social media. Um, the same thing for reviews, right? Give them easy ways to review your products. Um,
Hmm.
not now it's easier than ever to not just leave a review, but to actually go through the workflow of leaving a review and then uploading an image or a video about how you use the review. And we see that more than ever today, and
Yeah.
you're crowdsourcing or you're outsourcing your marketing in a way, right?
Oh, Amazon, yeah, Amazon literally has dedicated people that they don't even pay, leaving some of the best reviews and having videos of the product. Like, or maybe they do pay them now. I don't know. But like when I go and look at a video, I'm like, this guy literally uploaded a opening box and everything on his review, and I'm like, thank you, dude. Like I'm watching, and I'm like, like I don't know if Amazon paid him, but
I'm
to
sure.
me, or,
Yeah.
or
Or,
maybe
or
he's just making money on
yeah, yeah,
YouTube with
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, it's probably both, right?
Yeah. So.
Anyway, so that's always vital is to have some kind of follow-up mechanism so your customers can easily leave reviews so they can share with the world how wonderful your product and your service is kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, here's another big one too. Referral link or affiliate link. Hey, if you enjoyed our product and you want to pass it on to somebody else, uh, please give them your link or give them this link and you will get 10% off or you get a payout on your
Absolutely.
next purchase.
Those are huge. And they're, with, I'm sure with Shopify and WooCommerce from store owners, there's several different tools that allow for, I think Splice WP or something like that. But there's affiliate programs you could use that are complete systems that have the notifications set up already. So when someone buys, it's kind of like a trust
Yeah,
pilot where they get the review,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
just
yeah.
just getting them to be an affiliate. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that one
All right, last one I got for you. This is a big one. This one we'll love and hate.
because
Having
it's
it,
hard.
what's that?
Because it's hard to
Yeah, this
do.
one's hard. This one's hard. Yeah. That's having a newsletter. How important and valuable that is, right?
Yeah.
But you gotta do it with elegance when you have a newsletter. In other words,
You
um,
gotta have a content
yeah,
plan.
you gotta have a content strategy plan. There are touch points throughout your newsletter sign up process, right? Because now you have their email address, so you can incentivize them for that, right? Give them a coupon, or give them
Yeah.
points towards a loyalty program. And then there's different touch points after that, like hey, you left something in your cart, go ahead and check out now, or hey, we noticed you haven't come back to the site in 3 days. Here's a coupon if you want to, buy something from
Yeah.
us. But here's the most important one, and that is education, information
Yep.
about product, industry, whatever the case is. I'll give you a great example. One of our customers does an amazing job at this. It's Harrison's Bird Foods, right? They have a monthly newsletter. They hardly ever sell you stuff on it. It's
Yeah.
it's always about different bird breeds or bird types, what they like, what you should feed
Oh
them.
yeah, because bird
It's
lovers, man,
it's
they're like dog
it's
lovers.
so specific. They showcase some of their customers. They're constantly asking their customers to submit pictures of
Yeah.
birds.
It's huge. Yeah.
And
I
then and
mean,
then and then hey, once in a while, guess what? It's hey, we got a new product. Do you want to buy it? Right?
so
It's give 90% of the time, and then 10% of the time is asked to buy. And that's
oh, well, so just the content piece of that though serves so many purposes, right? Because the content piece will serve your blog, which then in return will serve, SEO, which will get you backlinks, which also serves the social channels that you can post social content, not just sharing the content with the customer after they bought something, but sharing it with the general audience, right? So having that content plan, whether it's showing the sales of your site, getting them to subscribe, teaching them about the product,
yeah,
educating them about the industry itself. Like if you're selling some sort of weight loss stuff, you want to, let's say it's weight loss food, right? Atkins, something like that. You can also, send them about exercises they can do. Like you can go far beyond just what your product is to educate them because that's what they'll come back more for. They're like, oh, I learned a lot from this, because I bought this. And I think that's a huge thing. So yeah, so the hard part though about newsletter is setting up a content calendar and figuring out everything. My suggestion would be to figure out what is your brand voice first, figure out your tone of how your style of writing, how you communicate with the customer. Once you figure that out, then start the actual content calendar and what you're going to start producing that's going to support that customer. And then it all falls into place because then once you start sending things out, you'll see how much something was shared, how much it was liked, feedback from the customer, and then that kind of morphs into better content in the future. So be a huge one.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, those are I think those are we've covered pretty much all the big pillars of how to create a repeat slash loyal buyer, right?
Right on, man.
And I
Now,
think,
and we try to make the episode 13, the unlucky number, the actual good thing, and that is
oh, there you
repeat
go.
business, right?
There
And
you go.
give me more customers. So
There you go. I wanted to showcase something for you. I just picked up on this really cool trend, and it happened to be from a customer meeting um earlier
so do
this.
you do the shopping for yourself?
No, no, absolutely not. Are you crazy?
Yeah, I was gonna say my wife shops everything for me. I don't I
Uh,
I I kind of say the brand I like, but I do a horrible job at picking out. I have no style.
I kind of wanted to touch on this here, and this is really cool, right? Because I think this is a trend um that has been around for a while, and
Oh, I see what it's doing here. It has the
no,
whole outfit.
you don't see
It
it yet.
has
You don't. I haven't showed it yet. Uh,
okay, go ahead.
this is regarding the static bar. I think the static bar should be gone, right? So by static bar, I mean when you scroll down on a website, and I'll tell you who does it
But
very
don't you
well.
love how they laid that out though? Sorry, go back to that real quick.
Sure.
This is my design head coming in right now. This is great. Instead of just showing, different things like in a category page, like all jackets, right, or all sleeve shirts or all ties, they show a picture of it fully done, right? Then each one, because that's going to get them to buy all three, not just one. So that's a great way to showcase your products on a
Yeah,
page.
shop the look. Yeah, yeah.
I'm taking a picture of that. Hold
Really
on, a
nice.
screenshot. That's somebody has talent there. Whoever did that for that, that's
Yeah.
smart. I've not seen that. I don't shop that much on fashion, so my wife's probably seen it, but that's a pretty good one. Sorry, go ahead.
So my point was this, and by the way, there's I can go on forever on this website, how well crafted it is, experience wise. But here's
Yeah,
where they nailed it, where they nailed it. So this is what I'm talking about, the static, right? The static toolbar or the static header. As you scroll down on a website, that
yeah,
that
sticky.
folks out. Yeah, sticky header. So do you notice they don't have one? And now
I like that too, and it's
watch
probably
this.
for a reason.
Hold on. Yeah, it's for a reason. So you can get more viewable pixels of product. But now watch this. I'm gonna scroll up. Do you see how it reappears when you scroll up?
Oh, that's
That means I want to go back
nifty.
now. That means I want to go back.
Well,
Here, check.
no, this is my interpretation of that. When they scroll up, right, and it
Yeah.
goes away, they don't want someone going back to the main nav. They want them on that purchase journey. So sometimes the sticky bar doesn't help. Sticky bars help, I think, for sites that need leads or e-commerce. I don't think it helps because you're giving them literally a path to everywhere still. You know what I mean? Where if
I-
they're scrolling up, they're actually shopping like walking down an aisle, right?
Yeah, no, that's definitely a way to interpret it. For some reason I
That's
thought,
cool. I like that too.
yeah, I thought they did it too for a reason, but
That is pretty cool. Scroll
yeah,
over.
I
Dang,
did.
you showed some cool stuff today.
Yeah,
I like-
I did pick up on this trend. There's a few luxury brands that are doing this where they're just
Yeah.
taking everything out. And again, they do want you to
What
see
did
the,
they build this in? Do you know?
oh gosh,
Like,
this is
like
like
do source code.
there's this is like let's see. Uh,
React.
it's built on React, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
JS, React. That's I mean, obviously that's all front end stuff.
It could be several things. It could literally be headless.
I'm
It
sure,
could be like Laravel,
yeah. But
or it could just be custom because it's Door. Is that how you say Door?
sure, that's how you can say it, John.
Now, how do you say it though? Did I say it wrong?
I believe it's Dior.
Dior.
Yeah. Look at look at this. But, all right, but back to my point is this, man. The thing is, you're scrolling down, right? You're no longer interested in what you're looking at here. So now you're scrolling up. You can get back to navigation right here. That's the beauty of it. Now look at this
I
navigation.
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look at this.
I like too is the filters they had in the bottom.
I wanted to touch on that too. Look at this navigation. Look
That
how
is so nice.
now look at it on mobile too. It's they even thought about it from the mobile standpoint. Oh, look at that. Oh,
Yeah.
look at this.
So, honestly, like, we both work a lot in WooCommerce and you work at Shopify, but
Look at
I've
this.
been kind of kicking the tire a bit, like just thinking about going off reservation, man, and building some stuff in React and stuff, just because I don't know, I feel like it's time for a clean slate in some ways, you know?
Yeah,
Because you can't, like, it's hard to do any of this without doing it custom. And sometimes when you got to do it custom within a platform, it's even harder than just building the damn thing, you know? Like, this is probably just a complete custom build,
yeah.
and
I mean,
it's
we
awesome.
touched on that. I think on headless too. It's just like it's very resource intensive to make changes.
Well, I'm not saying do headless like WordPress. I'm just saying building out something that has its own database. It could be tied into Airtable, like just something that is like built in a platform like React, right? Where, it's just custom. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I think I'm yearning for a custom project
I gotcha.
that's in React. Like
I
I
see.
really want to build something just from the
Yeah,
ground up. It's been a minute, you know what I
it's
mean?
good. Yeah. We built a couple things on React, and it's like you do whatever the heck you want on it.
That's what
Um,
I'm saying.
but you like updates. That there's no
Oh,
plugins.
I know.
There's no plugins or extensions when they want functionality.
Yeah. I think what I'm probably more like one of like our brand sites. I'm at the point where I wanna I kind of want to test that out because of a whole bunch of factors. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah. Here's
look at
what's really
that.
cool. Yeah, here's
Look
what's
at
really cool.
that. Click that. Click
Jeff,
that again.
give me a second. I'm showing the site. Give me 1 second.
Uh,
I want to show you the filter option. Look how neat this is. They've made like a floating I don't know, call it floating.
Somebody gets an A for effort,
I
man.
mean like wow, right?
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
like
yeah, this is definitely a great.
like
I
come
would
on.
love to know who built that site, man, because they
It's
did an
probably come
outstanding.
on, it's probably in-house, man. Right? Let's go look at your thing now, which I believe was that the AR? Like some kind of augmented reality? Or was it let me see here. Oh, look at here's another thing too, is these image galleries, right? So first of all, you've got a 50-50 split here, right? And this is something that a lot of e-com sites haven't done and they should. Utilize as much real estate you can on the screen to show your product imagery. Here they're just taking the freaking screen, half of it, the left 50%, and just showing the whole entire image, right? Uh, but then look at this. Look at this image navigation they have here, right? And now you don't
Yeah,
have to scroll around with the controls. Like, what do I do? Do I pinch? How do I zoom in? It's all control based right
it's
here.
beautiful.
It's just so intuitive, right? It's so modern yet so intuitive. Because that's the problem when you bring in a modern approach to design. You turn to lose intuitiveness, right? You're trying to
Yeah,
you're trying to think too forward and introduce people to new um patterns, new ways to navigate, but they've just done amazing here.
they did an outstanding job on the site. I mean,
Let me
it's well.
yeah, let me see if I can
Oh,
find
wait. I think I might have found it. Human element. No, it's New Orleans site. Never mind. Jewelry brand.
Magenta. No way. Okay, here it is right here. Let's take a look at this. I'm not sure.
Hey, I just did AI and I came up an AI search for Noir Furniture LA. That's kind of cool.
Oh, this is like the like Warby Parker has this. This is so you can virtually try on your glasses.
That's cool too.
Yeah, this is nothing new, but I got to tell you, this doesn't do it for me at all. I mean, me, like I would never pay $450 for glasses, right? That's just me. But if I were to pay that kind of money for
You
glasses,
know why I wouldn't? Because they'll break, I'll lose them, they'll
yeah, well,
scratch.
regardless, price point.
I'm a rugged kind of guy. There's just not, and that's just going to Publix or somewhere at the store. I can end up breaking something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Point being,
That guy right there, you're showing he's not a rugged kind of guy.
the point I'm trying to make is I'll go to the store. Is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't to me. It just doesn't bridge the gap because it's funny. I was looking to get a pair of Warby Parker eyeglasses, and I went on their store and I was trying them on virtually, and I'm like, gosh, I'm like, this just doesn't it doesn't do well. I need to go to
They
the
kind
store
of
and
look like
try them.
what Andrew Dice Clay wears.
Yes, you're right. You're
He
right.
wears his big glasses.
Yeah, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, look at this. Look at this
I was
checkout.
about to do an Andrew Dice Clay impression, but everyone I thought of was just pretty foul, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, there's no clean stuff for him. All right, John, I think that wraps it up.
Yeah, buddy. All right.
I will see you next week for
Next week,
episode 15.
episode
What are we
14 next
what is
week,
it,
13
14?
this
Yeah, what are
week.
we talking about next week, John?
Oh, we're talking about server-side tracking.
Oh, this is always
Yes.
this is gonna be you're gonna have to lead that. I'm not
That's all right. I'll be happy to lead it. I think it's something that almost all agencies don't do, and they still say that it's a fad versus something that you should. And there's some really good statistics showing how much money people are losing by not having a server for their visitor data.
that's awesome. Well, I can't wait. I will see you then, sir. It's always a
All
pleasure.
right. Bye bye.